Okay, good day students. Today we are going to take up treatment of normal loss and abnormal loss in financial accounts or accounts. Okay, first of all, what is loss? Loss, two types. Number one, normal. Number two, abnormal. What is normal loss? Give any example. Normal loss. What do you mean by normal loss? Give any example of normal loss. See, I will give the best example. During your examination time, okay, you are preparing well, of course. Everyone prepare well. Okay, your budgeted time, that is your allocated or your schedule, especially your schedule is say morning 5:30 to 7:30, then 7:45 to 9:45 breakfast, then 10:30 to 1:30 you are doing accounts or costing, etc. This is theory. Then 1:30 to 2:30 lunch. Thereafter 1:30 to 3:30 lunch break and little bit sleep. Then 3:45 to 5:45. Then 6 to 8. Then finally 8:30 to 11:30. Half an hour dinner. This is your schedule. Okay, I will clearly explain what is normal loss, what is abnormal loss with this example. Okay. So this is your schedule, perfect schedule prepared by yourself, but 100% no one follows. 100% no one follows the schedule. Reason, I will tell the reason. See, continuously you are unable to study. 5:30 to 7:30, 7:45 to 9:45. Stretch 2 hours not possible. Of course, morning is enough. Morning is possible. Is there 2 hours? But this 7:45 to 9:45 or else 10:30 to 1:30. Definitely you need some break. For example, like tea break, nothing but tea break. You ask your mummy, please prepare tea. Okay, tea break as well as restroom is nothing but normal loss. You can understand? You cannot avoid it. Definitely you have to take this break. Otherwise, collapse. So definitely, tea break as well as restroom, this is normal loss. What is abnormal loss? I will tell you. During your mummy prepare tea, okay, you are simply sitting in front of TV, okay, just on the TV, songs going on, okay. Tea break is 5 minutes. Tea break is 5 minutes. This is normal loss. After watching TV, almost you lost your 1 hour. You lost your 1 hour. This 1 hour is nothing but abnormal loss. In simple term, a loss which cannot be avoided, normal loss. A loss which can be avoided, abnormal loss. So, எது உங்களால அவாய்ட் பண்ண முடியுமோ அது நார்மல் லாஸ். அவாய்ட் பண்ண முடியல சார் அப்படின்னா அவாய்ட் பண்ண முடியலன்னா நார்மல் லாஸ், அவாய்ட் பண்ண முடியும்னா abnormal loss. This is basic difference between normal loss and abnormal loss. Very important. See, in costing terms, normal loss is absorbed. Normal loss is absorbed by good units. I will tell you with the example. Normal loss absorbed by good units. I will tell with one small example. Okay. Okay. I will give a small example. 100 units of product X. 100 units of product X at the rate of rupees 100, 10,000. Other manufacturing cost 1,250. So total cost 11,250. Example, listen carefully. You are purchasing 100 units. Okay, you are converting finished goods. Okay, something. So you are purchasing 100 units of product X. Just you are converting the final product, say product Y. Final product Y. So I will give three examples. First one, there is no normal loss. It is impossible. Anyway, I will tell you a small example. Suppose if there is no normal loss, abnormal loss, then your cost per kg comes to 11,250 divided by 100. Then cost per unit 112.5. This is your cost per unit. If there is no normal loss, no abnormal loss. Second example, there is a normal loss at the rate of 10%. There is a normal loss at the rate of 10%. Means 100 units you are introduced. Out of 100 units, 10 units loss or wastage is nothing but normal loss. So output, this is your actual output 90. See, a normal loss is a loss which cannot be avoided. That way, so normal loss should be observed by good units. Okay, so can you tell me the examples are very simple. In this case, for normal loss, your cost per kg comes to 11,250 divided by 90. See, previous 100. Why there is no normal loss? In this case, normal loss observed by good units. So comes to 125. Amounts to 125. Cost per kg increase. Why? Normal loss observed by, in fact, simply says normal loss to be taken care of customer. That is ultimate customer or charge to production. Normal loss charged to production. See here, treatment of normal loss. Listen carefully. Should be charged to GP. Should be charged to GP, gross profit. Treatment of normal loss. Then treatment of abnormal loss. Listen carefully. Should be charged to net profit. Very important two terms. I will explain with the trading account. I prepare the trading account for this particular sum. Okay. Third one. Listen. Third one. Normal loss at the rate of 10% as well as abnormal loss. Normal loss 10% as well as abnormal loss. For example, next example, listen carefully. 100 units input, 10 your expected loss, thereby actual output, expected output, not actual output, expected output 90, but unfortunately actual output is 85. Actual output is 85. What do you mean? See, 100 units your input, 10 normal loss. Okay, so your expected output is 90, but unfortunately your output is 85. Is nothing but there is a abnormal loss of 5. See, abnormal loss is a loss which can be avoided. It is purely default by the management. The abnormal loss is nothing but default made by the management. Thereby, it should be charged to net profit. In this case, what is your cost per kg? Listen carefully. What is your cost per kg? 11,250 divided by again 90. Very important. Don't put divided by 85 because that loss 5 rupees charged to net profit. Okay, any doubt? So normal loss should be observed by good units, thereby divided by 90. Even though abnormal loss also there, still your cost per kg is 125. In both the case, cost per kg is 125. I will explain with the example of trading account. For this particular three, without normal loss, with normal loss and abnormal loss, I will prepare three trading account. Okay, note it down. Okay, listen carefully. Trading account, we are going to prepare trading account. Listen, first one, trading account without normal loss. See, this is for the purpose of explanation. This is only for the purpose of explanation. Reason, without normal loss, you cannot produce. This is very simple. No one 100% efficiency. So no one work 100% efficiency. You catch my point? 100% no one work efficiency. There is a normal loss. For your understanding purpose, I put without normal loss. That is, you are purchase 100 raw material at the rate of 10,000. Other manufacturing cost 1,250. Okay, suppose out of 100 you are going to sell 80 units. Listen carefully, you are going to sell 80 units at the rate of rupees 150. At the rate of rupees 150, that by 12,000 rupees. So out of 100 you sold out 80. It means balance closing stock 20. 20 into, listen carefully, cost per unit without normal loss. Without normal loss 112.5. That by 20 were closing stock. 20 into 112.5, 2250. So total comes to 14250 minus 1250. Your gross profit is 3000. Your gross profit is 3000. Very important here. Actually, this 3000 is nothing but very simple. Your how much you are going to sell? 80. 80 into what's your cost per unit? 112.5. How much you are going to sell? 150. What's the profit? 37.5. So this 37.5 is nothing but 150 minus 112.5. Got my point? So put 80 into 37.5, which is nothing but 3000. Which is nothing but 3000. Got my point? This is your gross profit. This is without normal loss. Okay, fine. Another example. This is second example. With normal loss. With normal loss. Same. Again, raw 100, 10,000. Other manufacturing has 1,050. Again, your sale is 80 units at the rate of say 150. At the rate of say 150. 150 into 80, 12,000 rupees. What is the closing stock? Listen carefully. Out of 100, normal loss 10, output is 90. Out of 90, your sale is 80, thereby your closing stock 10. This closing stock. What is your cost? 125. How sir? Cost per unit with normal loss 125. Please check it out previous working. So 125 is nothing but with normal loss. Without normal loss, your cost per unit 112.5. So obviously with normal loss, your cost per unit will increase because that normal loss absorbed by good units. Normal loss absorbed by good units. So out of 100, 80 you got sold out, balance and your closing stock. Here gross profit 2000 rupees. How this gross profit array? Very simple. How much you sold? 80. Selling price 150. Cost per unit 125. Thereby repeat 150 minus 125. 150 minus 125. So 80 into 25 2000. Sir, whether we have to show normal loss, sir? Listen carefully. Whether we have to show normal loss? Answer is yes. Where it is? It is just 100 debit side. In credit side 80 plus 10. So debit more is nothing but in nominal account says repeat. Nominal account says debit all expenses and losses. Debit all expenses and losses. You already debited excess. That they automatically absorbed by. Is simple in simple term, normal loss should be charged into gross profit. Normal loss should be charged into gross profit. That's all. Come next example. Third example. Trading account with normal loss, with abnormal loss. With normal loss, with abnormal loss. See, what is abnormal loss? Very simple. A loss is avoidable. In fact, it's not recurring. It's a not recurring loss. It is non-recurring losses. Abnormal loss is a loss which is not recurring. See, abnormal loss on account of flood. On account of fire. See, fire is not happening every year. It happens, say, rare. Maybe 3 years once or 5 years once. Very rare. Okay, that way. So abnormal loss should be credited to trading account. I will tell why. So 100, 10,000. Our manufacturing cost 1,250. Then again by sales same at the rate of say 150. So 80 to 150, 12,000. Your closing stock. Listen carefully. Input 100. 10 normal loss. So your output is 90. Expected output is 90, but unfortunately output is 85. Out of 85, you save 80. Your closing stock 5. The difference 5 abnormal loss. This abnormal loss should be credited to trading account. Why? Very simple. In order to know the true gross profit. In order to know the true gross profit. Okay. All abnormal loss should be credited to trading account. And similarly, this abnormal loss again debited to P&L account. This is P&L. This is P&L account. 2 abnormal loss, debit 625. This 2000 nothing but same. 80 into 25, 2000. Why we credit abnormal loss? In order to know the true gross profit, you have to credit abnormal loss. This is the treatment of normal loss as well as abnormal loss. I will just note it down. I will explain with the journal entry, small journal entry. Okay, note it down. Okay, students, next is journal entries. Listen, for normal loss there is no journal entry because it is already adjusted with trading account. In case of abnormal loss, this is the entry. See, loss is debit. Normal account says all expenses should be debited. Debit abnormal loss account debit to trading account 625. Suppose there is an insurance claim. Okay, you stock against. See, if you take any insurance against the stock, that insurance company pays compensation. Okay, suppose if it is paid 400, example, insurance company account debit 400. P&L account debit 225. Why? Because total loss 625. Out of 625 loss, 400 rupees is reimbursed by the insurance company. Thereby, your loss, actual loss is 225. Suppose your stock uninsured. Okay, you are not taking insurance. Thereby, entire loss transferred to P&L. Thereby, P&L account debit to abnormal loss 625. Understand? If it is insurance, this is journal entry. If there is no insurance, entire 625 transferred to P&L. Entry will be P&L account debit to abnormal loss. That's all. This is the treatment of normal loss and abnormal loss in accounts. Okay. In accounts, branch accounts there, consignment is there. I will tell next upcoming classes. I will explain how the loss treated in branch as well as consignment. Next, come to very important. Okay, students remains confusion in this particular part. That is generally how to fix sale price. How to fix sale price? Very simple. Cost plus profit equal to sale. For example, your cost is say rupees 100. How much you require your profit margin? See, profit margin is different from business to business. Say for example 25% I am required sir profit. So 100 plus 25, which is nothing but 125. This is your profit. 100 your cost, 25 your profit, your sale is 125. Okay. So how to express this 25? Very simple. 25 by 100 on cost, or you can say 25 by 125 on sale. You can say like this also, 1 by 4 on cost, if you take 1 by 5 on sale. Similarly, say 100 cost, profit is say 20%, your sale is 120. You can express 20 by 100 on cost is nothing but 20 by 120 on sale. Very simple sir. From cost to sale you have to add profit, or your sale to cost. Next example, 25 by 100 on sale, you have to convert into cost. Very simple. From sale to cost you have to minus the profit. So 25 by 75 on cost. One more example sir, 33.33 by 100 on sale is nothing but 33.33 divided by 66.67 on cost. You catch my point? Can you do? This is the reason why we are adding denominator, why we are deducting. Very simple, from cost to sale you have to add profit, sale to cost you have to deduct profit. That's all. Any doubt? If you have any doubt, please put a comment. Okay, I will explain next video. Note it down.